get to that level. And I think Dricus is kind of a similar
that kind
thing.
of guy.
I think that dude works so hard that he can go out there and fight full blast.
When I fell in love with the striking, bro, I tried to beat him up. I was doing good until he landed the first right hand. Out of nowhere, a bump.
Not the favorite, or at least close. Like, dude, Khamzat Chimaev is a...
UFC pros make their final calls on the high-stakes clash between Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev.
Khamzat Chimaev is the favorite. I mean, when you're able to go in there and dispose of former champions like Robert Whittaker in a round.
Joe Rogan, while analyzing the bout, gave full praise to Dricus Du Plessis. He noted that Dricus has been putting in serious work and predicted he'll come into the fight with full force against Khamzat Chimaev. Rogan believes that as the fight goes on, Chimaev could end up losing the battle. He pointed out that Dricus has the kind of relentless pressure and physical strength that can wear an opponent down over time.
I think that dude works so hard that he can go out there and fight full blast, which is what's weird to when you watch him fight. Like, sometimes it doesn't look as clean.
Yeah, he looks like he's mouth breathing, but he just keeps the same pace.
A lot of that was the earlier fights before he got his nose fixed. So he got his nose fixed,
all right,
so he could breathe out of his nose.
Well, makes sense.
Changed everything, and then went on a tear after that. That's when he crushed Whittaker. Like, the Whittaker one was shocking. Like, because we all know how durable Whittaker is. The Yoel Romero fights, like, that guy's durable as fuck. To watch him just flatten him like that, you're like, whoa, hang on.
He's funny. He says, he's like, I don't have a great poker face. He goes, people say I look tired because I am tired.
Right.
And when you get tired, you breathe out of your mouth more. And
Gilbert Burns, while reviewing the fight, shared his experience of training with Khamzat Chimaev. He confidently stated that Khamzat will prove his dominance through his superior striking. In his view, both the striking and grappling exchanges are areas where Dricus Du Plessis will face serious trouble, and that will ultimately swing the fight in Khamzat's favor. Burns added that he's seen Chimaev training with such intensity and focus that he believes it could completely overwhelm Du Plessis on fight night.
So many times that he gave me that sense on the striking, and that's when I fell in love with the striking. Bro, I tried to beat him up. I was doing good until he landed the first right hand. Out of nowhere, a bump. Oh my God. And then you start grappling. They take this guy down and start grappling. And then he kind of gives the neck, he gives the back, but he gives a false sense of, oh, I'm gonna finish it. This is good.
Henry Cejudo, while analyzing the bout, said it's no surprise that many have Khamzat Chimaev as the favorite, and he thinks it's completely fair. In his view, the recent viral clip of Khamzat's face-off with Dricus Du Plessis shows just how much bigger and stronger Khamzat looks, and that's exactly where Cejudo sees a clear path to victory for him.
Close, like, dude, Khamzat Chimaev is a... Man, you can almost say he is, I don't say a big favorite, but he's favored to win this fight, which surprises me. I mean, did you see them both come up together? Khamzat just reached out to, I don't know if you saw this, bro, but let's play the clip right here. I mean, look at the size of Khamzat, bro. But I will say this, Kamaru, this is where people got to realize it's all about the angle. Right here, if you notice, like the back angle, and this is how, if anybody knows, it's probably you, Kamaru. The way how Hollywood, the way they use the cameras, like you can be an inch shorter because there's, I believe DDP is 6'1" and Khamzat is 6'2". I mean, you as a fighter getting ready to fight, I know you.
Meanwhile, Kamaru Usman echoed the same sentiment, confidently picking Khamzat Chimaev as the winner. He pointed to Khamzat's past performances, especially the way he's dominated and submitted opponents, as clear proof that he's the strong favorite in this fight. Usman also noted that even though Khamzat hasn't fought much over the past year, he's still developed into a powerful and formidable middleweight, which speaks volumes about his potential to secure the victory.
That Khamzat Chimaev is the favorite. I mean, when you're able to go in there and dispose of former champions like Robert Whittaker in a round, and pretty much a lot of guys in the same way, I don't think, you know, yes, the fans are, not the fans, but the odds makers are seeing that, and they're going, you know what, we think this guy's the favorite. And not to mention, Khamzat's not fighting 3-4 times a year anymore. You know, for I want to say the latter part of the last 2-3 years, he's fought maybe once a year. So that's a lot of time for your body to recover. He's fully grown into that middleweight division.
Luke Rockhold, another seasoned middleweight veteran, has also weighed in on the matchup. He highlighted how Khamzat Chimaev's relentless wrestling and constant forward pressure can smother even top-level strikers. However, Rockhold pointed out that Dricus Du Plessis is no stranger to messy, unpredictable fights. The champion actually thrives in chaos, with an awkward yet effective striking style that makes him difficult to figure out. For Rockhold, the real question isn't if Khamzat can take Du Plessis down, it's whether he can keep him there.
I mean, I don't go watch it. I don't go watch it every training session, but he's, you know, you know what he's gonna do. He's a wrestler. He's a grappler. He's gonna get relentless pressure. He's gonna start fast and hard. And you know, can Dricus take that? Can he take that first round, that first 2 rounds? I mean, that's what life is about for his opponents. Can they withstand the barrage? Because he's going to bring it.
Do you reckon Khamzat will be able to handle DDP later on in the fight if he can survive?
I don't like those opportunities for him. I've trained with DDP a lot. He's tough. He ain't gonna go away.
Not everyone is siding with Khamzat though. Gerald Meerschaert, the fighter who fell victim to Khamzat's infamous 17-second knockout, has surprisingly picked Dricus Du Plessis to win. He admits Khamzat's pace is dangerous, but believes Du Plessis has the toughness, cardio, and determination to withstand it and swing the fight in his favor later on. For Meerschaert, it's simple. If the fight goes past the halfway mark, Du Plessis begins to take control.
I honestly think it's gonna be Dricus. Now, that being said, like I would say, like I look at things like percentages, I'm not going to be shocked if Khamzat wins, you know what I'm saying? But if I had to put a percentage on it, I would say like 60-70% Dricus, just because I don't know. I think he's going to be too big and too physical for Khamzat to like catch in those first couple rounds. Now, that being said, again, I'm not trying to be a hater or anything, but like if he does, that's, you know, freaking amazing, and that's nuts, and like that's awesome. More power to him. But just personally, I think Dricus will.
Of course, pulling that off is much easier said than done. Khamzat's striking has been improving fast, and well-known UFC coach Tim Welch has pointed out his sharp jab, his skill at blending punches with takedown setups, and his talent for making opponents second-guess themselves. The constant threat of a takedown makes his striking even more dangerous, because opponents never know what's coming next. That's the tough puzzle Du Plessis has to solve. Defend the takedown and risk getting hit, or focus on the punches and end up on the mat.
He's fighting the best of the best. The dude's huge. I don't think he's ever really made 170. It looks like he walks around 210, and he's dialed in for this fight. He's dialed in. It's his first fight. I tell you one thing, 5 rounds. 25 minutes, changes the game, completely changes the game. The guy comes out 0 to 100 every single fight I've watched him in. 0 to 100. Guys that are vets like Usman, Gilbert Burns, these guys that can grapple hard, they give him some problems. But also, those fights were 3 rounds. He's taken on Dricus 5 rounds. Now, Dricus has been 5 rounds. He's used to going to those deep waters. He's went the distance twice with Sean Strickland, and he went to the 4th round with Izzy Adesanya, where he ended up finishing him.
Former middleweight champion Chris Weidman has made his prediction clear. If Dricus Du Plessis wants to win, he needs to finish Khamzat Chimaev. Forget about going to the judges. In Weidman's eyes, that's not the way to beat him. He believes Khamzat's fast and aggressive start is too dangerous to let him take control. The plan, as Weidman sees it, is to survive the early storm and then land the big shot before Khamzat gets a chance to recover.
The only way I see Chimaev winning this fight is by a finish. I don't see him finishing him anything past 3 rounds. So I think he has to win this fight in the first 2 rounds. So I think he needs to land a big shot on the feet and look to bring it to the ground for like a submission or a ground and pound TKO. I don't see him winning in a 5-round fight, because Du Plessis, if you had to pick somebody not to be tired against, it would be like standing with Du Plessis in the 4th and 5th round while you're tired and he doesn't know what's coming.
Some predict it'll be finished in a flash, while others believe the champion is about to step into the hardest fight of his career. Either way, the buzz is non-stop, and with fighters, coaches, and analysts all weighing in, this matchup is shaping up to be one of the most talked about clashes in recent memory.
You've been working with Khamzat. What has it been like being part of this camp for such a big fight for him?
It's very good to be on his team, you know, and to help him as much as possible, and to learn something new from him because he's such a high-level fighter. And
tell us, how does it work when you're sparring or training directly with Khamzat?
no, I don't go live with him. It's impossible for me. I'm too small.
Inside Khamzat Chimaev's camp, former UFC bantamweight champion TJ Dillashaw has been sharing his advice on how boars should get ready for this huge challenge. Dillashaw believes that preparing for a main event like this isn't only about the physical grind, it's also about staying mentally sharp and keeping focused when the spotlight and pressure are at their peak.
Got to do some training alongside Chimaev today. He was getting ready for a big title fight. I haven't been able to do much working out because of my shoulder, but was able to get in there today, feel loose, do some kickboxing drills. It felt real good to get back on the mat. I haven't done it in a while.
Kick. Now he's gonna start circling this way. Boom! Get him used to this. Then it's going to boom!
I was actually pretty surprised with how well I was able to throw my arm with the shoulder that I got, but haven't missed a step. Felt real good, real fast, and put some work in. But it's awesome to be next to Chimaev, to feel the energy he's got going on right now. He's got his whole team out here at the Jackson Media House doing his workouts.
He advised Chimaev to run his camp wisely, keep the noise and distractions under control, and double down on sharpening the skills that made him such a feared contender to begin with. Having been through the pressure of title fights himself, Dillashaw stressed that at this level, preparation is just as much about mental strength as it is about physical training.
Like, look, Chimaev's the better striker in my opinion, technically. He's by far the better grappler and has more strength and better jiu-jitsu. Like, DDP is non-stop pressure, he's awkward, and that awkwardness gets it done. I'd say the reason why Chimaev won't win is because of his cardio. I said that before, right? And then I met him, and I introduced him. So this guy's Sam Calavita that I'm talking about. He owns Training Lab. He's the one that gave me my bro science PhD and everything I'm talking about now, and I did it in his garage. So I learned everything you could possibly learn about peak performance and how to get your body there. Well, I introduced Armin to Sam Calavita.
Adding to the buzz, Luke Thomas has shared his breakdown of how things could unfold once the cage door closes. He noted that Khamzat Chimaev brings real knockout power and a sharp, effective jab, tools he expects boars to use to full effect. On the other side, Dricus Du Plessis has the strength and seasoning of his kickboxing roots, along with the well-rounded skill set that's made him a champion. While Thomas praised what DDP brings to the table, he also issued a caution. Khamzat's raw power is the real deal, and it'll be interesting, and maybe even a little worrying, to see how Du Plessis handles that kind of relentless pressure.
And what he wants is a good jab. He can stick behind it, and one of the interesting parts about Khamzat, and this is why he's such a dynamic talent, he's got power too. You go back to the Gerald Meerschaert fight, like, he's not just a ground and pound threat like a Khabib. You know, on the feet, he'll hurt you bad. He's got real power. So to me, that makes it kind of interesting. It's just, I don't really know what that's going to be like against DDP, who is probably going to try and keep it more at kickboxing range, is going to be throwing a wider variety of weapons, you would imagine, right? Spinning stuff, kicks, teeps, maybe he's even more active in the clinch. That might be interesting to pay attention to, as well. So you're going to get greater variety at greater ranges, I think, from DDP.
On the flip side, Dricus Du Plessis has plenty of believers, and some of them are big names. Former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya, despite his own rivalry with Du Plessis, has made a surprising prediction. He actually sees a real path for DDP to get the win, noting that Du Plessis has a knack for shocking people and an impressive ability to adapt mid-fight. Adesanya may not be his biggest fan on a personal level, but he respects the grit, skill, and determination the South African brings every time he steps into the cage.
I think just late finish, late finish. Khamzat would, I think Khamzat will, if he wins, it's the first 2 rounds. Or the first round. But Dricus is just chaotic. Chaotic good, chaotic evil. That's literally what this fight might be. Chaotic good versus chaotic evil.
That same confidence is shared by another well-known voice, Chael Sonnen, who's watched Du Plessis rise firsthand. Sonnen says the champion seems to shine brightest when people doubt him, and whenever the odds are against him, he finds a way to flip the script. He believes this fight will be no different, and that Khamzat Chimaev might be stepping into a kind of storm he's never faced before.
We're told every day, but all of a sudden this guy named Dricus steps forward. He's this huge problem. I haven't seen anything out of Bo Nickel that makes me believe he isn't good enough to be champion. I haven't seen anything about Izzy that doesn't make me think that he can still disrupt a bracket. Then you've got Imanov and you've got this Kyle Barao. And it was fellow 85 pounders. I can't remember which ones, but they interviewed fellow 185 pounders and asked them about Chimaev and Dricus. And 3 for 3 found a way to get off of that topic and get it onto Barao. According to middleweights, that's the boogie.
Caio Borralho, a rising middleweight contender, has taken his prediction even further. He doesn't think this fight will make it past the first or second round. In his view, the clash of styles will push one of them to break early, and it's going to be fireworks right from the opening bell. Whether it's Chimaev's non-stop pressure or Du Plessis' heavy punches that finish it, Borralho is certain fans won't be watching a drawn-out battle.
I think this fight can be really, really fast. But I can see this fight going to the second, the third round, and then I see some advantage for Dricus, you know what I mean?
Do you feel like Dricus' size will be a problem at all, or not really?
Yeah, size and strength, you know? Like, I think Khamzat, to make him stay on the ground and all that, and Dricus is not bad on the ground, you know? So to make him stay on the ground and all that, if Dricus can take like 1.5 rounds or 2 rounds, maybe Khamzat would be like fatigue for doing so much strength and all that. And
Sean Strickland, never one to hold back, has shared his thoughts as well. His advice to fans is straightforward: be ready. He suggested this fight could be pure chaos, with both fighters bringing an aggressive style that won't allow for any slow, cautious opening rounds. Strickland acknowledges Chimaev's skill, but he also knows Du Plessis has a raw toughness that can't be taught, and that could make things very interesting once the action starts.
So those little Chechen fucks, I don't want to say Chechen, he's not Chechen, he's Swedish, but those little Chechen whore, like, dude, they can grapple. And like someone like me, who I've been training with these fuckers for years, I usually could counter wrestle and grapple them. So I just don't know if fucking Dricus can be able to counter wrestle him.
Yeah.
But if he can, I think he wins all hands down, you know? I sparred the fucking Chechen whore, like, hands down, I think Dricus wins. But it's just gonna come down to, like, are you gonna be able to, like, stop that counter? Are you gonna be able to counter wrestle? And like, you can, it's not hard, you just gotta, like, it's not hard. Yeah. But you know, I've been training these little fucking, you know, these little terrorists forever, so it's like, I just gotta know how to do it.
When the cage door shuts, all the talk, predictions, and hype will fade, leaving just 2 warriors ready to prove a point. Will Khamzat Chimaev's relentless pressure and power cement his rise? Or will Dricus Du Plessis once again shock the world and keep his throne? One thing's certain, this is a fight fans won't want to miss. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more fight previews, predictions, and all the biggest moments from combat sports, make sure to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, where fight fans get the real story.